Hey guys, it's Miss Misty. I figure since we're gonna be coming together like this for a while, that maybe it would be a good idea for me to start with some chapter books for you guys. So I picked up this book. It is called Mercy Watson to the Rescue. Mercy Watson is the name of this pig. And I've actually read part of one of these books before with some other kids. And I just really loved the illustrations in these books. They're just so bright and colorful. So I thought this would be a good chance to read some bigger books than just a regular picture book. And maybe what I'll do is read, let me see how many chapters are in this book. Oh, it doesn't tell me. Maybe I'll read 2 or 3 chapters now, and then we'll stop. And then maybe tomorrow I'll read 2 or 3 more chapters. And after I get done with this one, this is the first volume in the set, Mercy Watson to the Rescue. I have the next one, and we can read that one. And the author is Kate D. Camillo, and the illustrator is Chris Van Dusen, and he illustrates a lot of things, a lot of great kids' picture books that we reread. If I run across another one that he's read, I'll make sure and point that out to you. You can see how his illustrations are kind of similar. Let's see about this. Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson have a pig named Mercy. Each night they sing Mercy to sleep. Bright, bright is the morning sun, sing Mr. and Mrs. Watson. But brighter still is our darling one. Dark, dark is the coming night. But oh, oh, Mercy shines so bright. Look at that pig in that bed. That is so silly. This song makes Mercy feel warm inside, as if she has just eaten hot toast with a great deal of butter on it. Mercy likes hot toast with a great deal of butter on it. But when Mr. and Mrs. Watson kiss her goodnight and turn off the light, Mercy's room becomes dark, very dark. And Mercy does not feel warm and buttery toasty inside anymore. She feels afraid. Oh my goodness. Did you know that pigs could feel afraid too? She looks afraid. One night after Mr. and Mrs. Watson sang their song about the sun, kissed Mercy goodnight, and turned off the light, Mercy decided something. She decided that she would be much happier if she wasn't sleeping alone. And so Mercy got out of her bed and went and got into bed with Mr. and Mrs. Watson. She snuggled up between them. Mercy felt warm inside, as if she had just eaten hot toast with a great deal of butter on it. That probably looks like some of you sometimes when you go snuggling in the bed with your mommies or daddies. Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson and Mercy were all in bed together. They were all dreaming. Mr. Watson was dreaming of driving a very fast car. Vroom, said Mr. Watson in his sleep. Vroom, vroom. Mrs. Watson was dreaming of buttering hot toast for Mercy. She buttered one piece, and then another piece, and then another. Have some more, dear, Mrs. Watson said in her sleep. Eat up, yum, yum, yum. Mercy was dreaming about hot buttered toast, too. In Mercy's dream, hot buttered toast was piled high on her favorite blue plate, and Mrs. Watson was buttering still more. It was an excellent dream. Look at all that toast. Mr. Watson said, vroom, vroom. Mrs. Watson said, have some more, dear. Mercy snuffled and chewed in her sleep. Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson and Mercy were all so busy sleeping that they did not hear the bed creak. They were also busy dreaming that they did not hear the floor moan. Look at that. There's too many people in that bed. Chapter 3. Boom! A hole opened under the Watsons' bed. Crack! The Watsons' bed fell into the hole. Mr. Watson woke up. Mrs. Watson woke up. Mercy woke up too. What the? Said Mr. Watson. Oh my. Oink! Said Mercy. It's an earthquake! Shouted Mrs. Watson. It's the Nonsense, said Mr. Watson, but he did not sound very sure. He sounded frightened. Mercy, however, was not frightened. Mercy was hungry. Oink, said Mercy again. She moved to the end of the bed. Boom! Crack! Are they going to be stuck in that bed forever? The bed fell a little farther into the hole in the floor. Don't move, shouted Mr. Watson. Whatever you do, don't move. Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson and Mercy held very still. Mrs. Watson started to cry. I know exactly what we must do, said Mr. Watson. We must call the fire department. They will rescue us. But you said we should not move, said Mrs. Watson. How can we call the fire department if we cannot move? Mercy recalled her lovely toast-filled dream. She wondered if there was any toast in the kitchen. While Mr. and Mrs. Watson were arguing, Mercy hopped off the bed. Boom! Crack! Look, said Mrs. Watson. Mercy has escaped. She's going to find help, said Mr. Watson. She is going to alert the fire department. Mercy left the bedroom at a gallop. She was in a hurry. She was on her way to the kitchen. She was looking for some toast. Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. So we'll have to remember, Mr. and Mrs. Watson are stuck in the bed, and Mercy is off not to find help, but to find buttered toast. Okay, bye.